what? In space, nobody can hear you jump for joy while you're playing Metroid Zero Mission. This is another Samus Aran classic from Nintendo for the Game Boy Advance. What's cool about this is that it's a retelling of the NES version of Metroid. The first time we ever saw Metroid, this is like a revamped version of that with Game Boy Advance enhanced graphics and audio. So you've got all kinds of really cool looking bosses, lots of bad guys to beat up on. They've added a Metroid Prime art style to the whole experience, so some of the menu screens look like they've been ripped out of the GameCube. You come up to holographic blocks and they're glowing just like they do from the GameCube game. Samus's abilities change a little bit as you go through the game. They actually added a grip element, a power grip element, so now the level design has changed accordingly. It isn't just exactly the same as the NES level design. So if you played that game, you can still pick this one up and have a new experience. Now, one of the things the Metroid games always have is a lot of retraversal. You gain new abilities, and all of a sudden you have a new weapon or a new acrobatic ability, and you can reach into new areas, uncover new entrances, and keep exploring. The map screen's real easy to understand. I love all of the sort of little hints and secrets that dive back into the Metroid history as you work your way through the game. You even can unlock the original classic NES game in here. And if you hook this game up to Metroid Fusion on another Game Boy Advance, you can look through a Metroid art gallery. Very cool stuff. Really impressed with Nintendo for bringing this game out. Looks great, sounds great, plays great. You're going to keep this in your Game Boy Advance for a long time. Metroid Zero Mission, 9.5 out of 10. Awesome game. Hey, check it out. I found a Dragon Ball Z anime. It says
Dragon Balls.
That's pretty cool. Which is kind of fitting because we're going to talk about Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2.
Stupid name.
For the PlayStation 2. This is from Atari.
This is what I want to know. The whole game, you're searching to get the dragon's balls.
No, the Dragon Balls.
What did this dragon ever do to somebody that they got it? That everybody wants his balls? I don't understand. I mean, the poor son of a gun, and the dragon's balls, they look like bowling balls.
All right. Basically, what we're talking about is a Dragon Ball Z game that is a fighting game, not unlike a Tekken or a Soul Calibur or a Virtual Fighter. And what they've done is they've taken the engine from Dragon Ball Z Budokai, the first one. They've tweaked it a little bit, added some stuff. Now we've got the Dragon Ball Quest mode where you're actually, searching for the 7 Dragon Balls, and it's like a little board game. And you're
Dude's got
around.
7 balls?
There's 7 of them. And there's also some new characters.
Now you play this Gookie guy. What's his name?
His name is Goku.
Right.
Goku. And they've got Piccolo and Raditz and all of these crazy characters, which to me, and I'm still a Dragon Ball Z neophyte, my only exposure to this whole line of amazing anime.
To you what?
I've only seen these guys in the games. I love them.
Sometimes they do these special move things.
Yes.
And I could swear.
They're swearing at you.
They're swearing at me like, no. I'm like, what did that guy just say to me? I'll say this about the game. I mean, it's a huge, huge improvement, I thought, over the last game from a visual standpoint.
It looks really good.
The camera angles and the effects that they pull off in the fighting game.
I love that everybody's got a magical attack that's accessible and flashy and cool.
Why do the guys float in the air?
I don't know, but I like it.
Explain this.
I
don't like it because it doesn't make any sense. You push a button and then just for no reason the guy goes whoop and he's in the air. Is this a bug in the game?
No, it's part of the gameplay.
Could someone in the forums please go on there and start a thread and explain to me why guys with Dragon Balls float up in the air?
I think there are some cool additions, but I gotta say the gameplay. I didn't forget about Tekken while I was playing this. The gameplay is just not as rewarding as you want it to be.
Graphically, it's a really nice.
You don't feel that tactile hit. Sometimes you're pressing the buttons and you don't know if you're making a connection. And I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10.
Exactly what I give it, a 6.5. On the positive side, if you're a Dragon Balls fan, you are going to fall in love with this one. The graphics and the effects and the fighting are unbelievable. And with the addition of new characters in quest mode, it's a big improvement over the last game.
On the negative side, what really needed improvement was the fighting dynamic. It's just not rewarding enough. There are only a few different arenas to fight in when you start the game, and some of the things the characters scream sound like they're swearing at you. What's up with that? Today in Hardware, we're going to be taking a look at a device that allow us to go back in time. These are the...
It's a time machine. We're reviewing a time machine.
Yes, we are.
Thumbs up.
These are called the TV games. They're all-in-one boxes from Jakks Pacific. And what it is, it's just basically a joystick with a cable that plugs into the TV and comes bundled with games. There are a bunch of different varieties. We took a look at the Namco one, which has Pac-Man, Dig Dug, Bosconian, Galaxian, and Rally X.
I gotta say, I mean, I really like the outside of this. I mean, it really looks like a little mini
arcade joystick.
It's very aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
The control is really good.
It is actually really good.
One thing I was a little disappointed in, though, was that some of the sounds didn't make the translation.
Yeah, they're not perfect.
It does run off of batteries.
You need four
AA batteries to run it.
And there's no alternate power source. You have to have batteries. That's a drag. That's a drag.
I love this thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, but I couldn't believe that they didn't put Galaga and Miss Pac-Man in there. It's two most popular.
Well, they gotta have that for TV games. Namco
2. Is that what's happening there?
Yeah. So you're gonna recommend the TV games from Jakks Pacific?
Absolutely gonna recommend it.
Absolutely recommend it as well.
On the positive side, this thing not only looks great, but it's very well built. It's very simple to hook up and get going. Just plug in the video, plug in the audio, slap in some batteries. Graphically, these are perfect translations of the arcade games, and the price point, you can't beat it.
On the negative side, we missed Galaga and Miss Pac-Man on the Namco TV games thing. It's kind of a drag that you only can use batteries and you can't plug in an adapter if you want to. And on the negative side, some of the sounds aren't exactly arcade perfect. All right, stick around. After this, it's Versus with 2 wrestling games.